What is up, you guys? It is KkM Rage here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the indie game Beat Hazard. Is this game worth a buy, or is this game just going to cause you to have a seizure by the strobing effects that it has? Well, let's take a look and find out. Now, to start off this review, let's tackle something that a lot of indie games seem to have a problem with, which is originality. As you've seen if you've been on the Xbox Live indie game store to see the many different variants of indie games, you will see a lot of indie games that just copy and paste or just try to copy off somebody else's franchise. If there's some popular game like Pokemon, or they have done that, yes, they have done that, which is absolutely hilarious. Flappy Bird, God, when that game went away, there was so many clones of Flappy Bird. There was like one with avatars and just a lot of them that just straight up sucked. And the big one that still is going on today is Minecraft, which would be your Castle Miner Z. Now, not saying that there's something wrong with that, because before Minecraft even came out, years before that even came onto Xbox 360, the only thing we had close that even resembled Minecraft that was decent was Castle Miner. So I'm not going to sit here and bash those games for what they did. They seen a demand, that there was demand for it, and that nobody else was offering it, so they brought it onto it. And Castle Miner Z, honestly, I enjoyed Castle Miner Z when I played it with a bunch of my friends. There was some issues and stuff like that, but it wasn't an indie game. So I'm not going to grade this as harshly as I would a regular game, but nevertheless, there is going to be no slack given for this. So, let's start with originality.
Yeah, cause I got it like that. Flow so smooth like I got it on tap. Yeah, and I'ma say it be a good night while I'm on my Yingling, while I'm drinking Bud Light.
Now, overall, with originality with this game is pretty dang original for it to be an indie game. Now, there is some obvious Blasteroid Galaga influence definitely in this game, whether it comes with the bosses or it comes with how the gameplay is played. And yes, it's been done, but this game really sort of perfects it and makes it really great and feels good while you're playing it. It does a really great job. They do not slack on it, and I love it. I love it, and I'll show you a little bit of the gameplay so you can get the Blasteroid effect of it. Take a look at this. It's high power, then the colors are more vibrant and bright. This game is really like, if you get like epileptic seizures and stuff from flashing strobe lights that hurts your head, I would not play this.
Yeah, cause I got it like that. Flow so smooth like I got it on tap. Yeah, and I'ma say it be a good night while I'm on my Yingling, while I'm drinking Bud Light.
Now, the feel of an indie game is really important, because if the game doesn't feel right, if it feels rugged or rigid or just awkward, then it's not going to be very good, not going to be very enjoyable. So let's take a look at the feel of this game, whether or not it has a good feel to it, or if it's just lackluster in how it feels. Now, we're not going to be talking about like how the game plays on this one, like gameplay, like oh, the controls are good, not. When the feel, I mean, is how you feel when you play this. And I will admit, this is one of those games that when you play it, your pupils dilate from how unexpectedly happy you get. This game's, how it adds music that you play into the actual game is just amazing. It's really good, and it's a really great system that works really nice for it. I am so glad they decided to implement in there, and it's a big part. If you don't have music onto your hard drive and you have nothing downloaded, then a lot of this game is not going to be really that fun, because the tracks that are included on this game are not as good as they should be for this type of game. They're not really great. They're okay, but they're not great. But if you have some really great, awesome pumping music, anything, or even some slow to fast music, it's really good and really cool. I really do like the feel of this game if you have music with it. Now, if you don't, then it's gonna of course be a little bit less, but if you have music that's downloaded onto your Xbox, then the feel of this game is really nice.
Yeah, cause I got it like that. Flow so smooth like I got it on tap. Yeah, and I'ma say it be a good night while I'm on my Yingling, while I'm drinking Bud Light.
Oh boy, let's get into something that a lot of people may not agree with me on this, and that will be the graphics. Now, the graphics do play a very important part in any game, okay? It just brings life into something, what type of style. Now, I'm not saying that it has to look like real life. It doesn't have to be like a Call of Duty, and that proof of that would be games like Shovel Knight, Minecraft. They have pixel graphics and stuff, and it works really well for them. They use the graphic style and they execute it well. So this is more of if the graphics are executed well for the cause. And since this is like a top-down shooter, I honestly think the graphics work out really well on this. They work out really nice. It has a very pleasing look to it, whether it be how flawless it is when the bosses come in and attack you, and it just doesn't really stagger and stuff like a lot of other indie games have problem with. When something that big comes onto the screen, it might stagger and fault. They're believable and they don't go with the typical Avatar graphic look, kind of like how Castle Miner does, and every indie game on the Xbox Live indie game browser basically do. They use it a lot because they're trying to target the customization of it. They're like, oh, we don't need to add customization in here when we can just add this in there and make it to where the avatars are your customization. And I think that's absolutely dumb. That's bullshit. But the overall graphics in this game are really nice and really smooth, whether it comes with the colors that pop out when you're shooting your weapon while your music is hitting the beat, because it seems like it actually moves while the certain music is going, like maybe the bass beat is moving the colors, and it's really nice and really pleasant looking. Now, another thing I will go ahead and mention, this game has a lot of strobing effects, and if you are prone to like epileptic seizures, if that type of thing gives you a headache, then steer way away from this game. And it warns you right in the beginning before you sign in that this game has a lot of strobing effects and flashing lights, and that it's a really cool effect. But if you get headaches from things like that or seizures, whatever, then steer away from this game, because that's basically the whole premise of it, to make it so different and so good.
Yeah, cause I got it like that. Flow so smooth like I got it on tap. Yeah, and I'ma say it be a good night while I'm on my Yingling, while I'm drinking Bud Light.
Now we get to one of the most important parts to any game, whether it be a AAA title, a $1 indie game, or an arcade hit, and that is the gameplay. Bottom line is, if the gameplay isn't fun, then the game is not fun. It doesn't matter how the graphics look, it doesn't matter how well the music is, it doesn't matter how memorable the characters are. If the gameplay is not fun, then that means the game is bad. And I am glad to say that in this game, the gameplay is great. I love it. I love the gameplay in this. It's a really hectic style. You get thrown straight into it, and you can die off the bat. You'll die a lot. You'll die right off the bat really easily, and it's just one hit, you're dead. And as you get your rockets and crap upgraded and stuff, and it's just flying scatter debris, especially when the bosses fight you. Oh my gosh, take a look at this boss fight. It's so hectic. But if you have bombs, then it makes it a lot easier. So take a look at this. Yep, there it is. Oh god. These are very hard. Bosses are very hard to beat. Oh, what? How'd it hit me? Alright, buddy. Take that bomb. There you go. Bombs are really useful, so make sure you pick them. Now, was that just not epic? That was awesome. I love the bosses in the game, and they're really smooth. But my big complaint when it comes to gameplay on this is the fact of how confusing it gets in this game sometimes to know where the hell you are, because this game has flashing lights and everything, all this hectic crap going on, and you're just a little blip on the screen. So all these explosions and lights and all that crap, you will lose where you are plenty of times before you get tired of this game and put it up. So that is my big and major complaint with this, is that you can't really see where you are at times, and it becomes really difficult, and you'll die a lot of times because of this. Now, it gets a lot of things right, like the bombs and stuff. Make sure you use those. They'll destroy everything on screen, and the bosses are great, and overall it's pretty smooth. So they did a really good job on the gameplay.
Yeah, cause I got it like that. Flow so smooth like I got it on tap. Yeah, and I'ma say it be a good night while I'm on my Yingling, while I'm drinking Bud Light.
My final review on this game is a 9 out of 10. This game is absolutely great and is a really good steal at only $1. So you should definitely go out and buy it. I mean, who doesn't have $1 lying around? Don't spend it on a microtransaction in Call of Duty or in Assassin's Creed. Go out and get this game on the Xbox Indie Game Store. It is truly a rare sight to find a really great game on there. If you enjoyed this review or liked how I did this, there are plenty other reviews on Xbox indie games, which is what I specialize in, on my channel at KkM Rage. Or do you want to see some gameplay of this? Go onto my channel and I'll be uploading some gameplay with my more deep thoughts other than 10 minutes of just a straight review. I'll be actually playing the game and fighting bosses and raging all at the same time, because I die a lot in this game when I was reviewing it. And if you ever wonder like how I do these reviews, I at least take 4 days of constant playing of this game to get a full insight of where I actually buy the game, and to get a full insight of the full game so I can review it fairly for you guys. So see you next time. Peace.